So today news, I want to a little bit talk about what's going on in the market, what's going on in the EV industry, and what's going on with used cars. So first of all, I want to say the people who's buying used BMW, they are super rich. That's what came in my mind today, because again, when you come in to buy the used BMW, it's old. I mean, you kind of know you're going to face a lot of problems, and you're buying it still cheap, 2008, 2009, with million different problems what's going to come later on. So you are prepared, so you do have a lot of money, instead of spend that money for something more reliable, maybe more, a little bit more expensive, and buy with no problem for your future usage, but you buy the old BMW. So you are rich, guys. That's what I was thinking about today, because I do see the guy who came today, and I did see the guy who came today and bought the 2009 BMW 3 Series, and obviously he kind of knew about what's going to happen and probably this and that, but he was okay with that and he prepared. So I was looking at him like, you are a cool guy, you know, you buy that kind of car with confidence and you are rich. So keep it going. I mean, the cars wants to be alive, doesn't matter what. So number two, I do have a problem, not a problem, but I'm trying to find any used classic car, obviously used, but something cheap, you know. So I was thinking to buy old Rolls-Royce, maybe 80s, for about 10,000, maybe a little bit cheaper. They are available, and there is tons of those cars. So I never had one, but I did see the short video on Instagram when the guy cut the roof and put off-road tires and he drove it on a PCH. It looks so cool. So I want to do the same. I want to try to do the same, but let's see how it's gonna go. If it's gonna go good, for sure I'm gonna make some video and do some projects on my channel just for fun. Why not? So let's see what's happened. What's happened that flood damaged cars are coming to your local Facebook marketplace. So basically, there's a recent store in New England start showing up on the used market. So what's happened, I'm assuming there was a storm and there's a lot of flooded cars been there, and they were supposed to junk them, but they did not. So I'm assuming a lot of people who didn't have insurance, what they did, they sold those cars. So the people, they cleaned them up, make it good condition, make like good looking nice condition, and they trying to sell it on the Facebook market or maybe on a Craigslist. So you have to know, that's the hack. When you buy the car and you see, when you buy the car on the street, not from the used car dealership, obviously if you buy it from used car dealership, they're going to provide the whole history of the car. If they're not going to provide the whole history of the car, you're going to buy it and there is something you're going to discover later, you can sue them, or you can just bring the car back and they're going to buy it. Otherwise they don't want to go to the court most of the time. But if you buy the car on the street, Facebook or Craigslist, and you have no idea about the history, you have to know there is it's called salvage retention title. So basically you might gonna buy the car and it has a clean title, and the guy showing it to you, it's a clean title, and you're like, yeah, it's nice, it's cool, it's not fake. Sometimes there is a fake titles people selling cars with, and the car still has a loan, or at least doesn't matter what. So, but we're gonna talk about different one. So you might gonna buy the car, it's gonna have clean title, and it looks like all fine, and you're gonna go to DMV, you're gonna do registration and all this kind of stuff. Maybe they already did inspection, but if not, DMV might gonna ask you verification, something else. You might gonna ask why. They're gonna tell you this car is salvage or it's total loss. We have to do the inspection for that. So you're gonna be wondering why. You're gonna try to call the guy who sold your car, he never gonna answer. So basically you've got a car with salvage title. Or sometimes you're doing all this process and you don't know what's gonna happen, so you're given title, turn the title to DMV, and you're waiting the new title to come, and it's coming not a clean title, it's gonna come as a salvage. That's what's called salvage retention. So be careful when you check in the cars on the Facebook or on a Craigslist. So the news number 10. So the people telling us what we can buy instead of buying the Mustang, and it's going to be 10 cars comparable to the Mustang, about the same horsepower, about the same look, sporty, nice sedans. So number 10, it's going to be Subaru WRX. So I'm assuming they're saying it's about the same price range. Maybe not. So the new WRX, it's about how much? 29, I think. For 29, 28, about 30,000. There is not so many Mustangs. Maybe the cheapest one, base, are available. EcoBoost, maybe. Cool. So number 10 is going to be Subaru. That's the cars comparable to the new Mustang, if in case you're buying a new one. So there is a Dodge Challenger RT. That's the V8. I wouldn't say you can compare it to the WRX, but for some reason they put it on. So there is it was number 9. Now there is number 8. That's the BMW 230 Coupe, 230i Coupe. I mean, again, I cannot compare it with Mustang, BMW. It's totally different cars. I mean, BMW much smaller. It's German engineering, and everybody wants the BMW. It doesn't matter it's used or new. Everybody wants to buy the BMW. So number 7 is going to be Dodge Charger RT. Can you compare it with Mustang Dodge Charger? No, but news saying you can. So there is a 2023 Volkswagen GTI. Nice historical hatchback. It is historical. It is a nice hatchback. That 2.0 engine turbo, it still exists. Same 241 horsepower. Average price about 30,000 new. So number 5, they saying you can buy the Ford Taurus SHO. So with performance package. I don't know how you can compare the new Mustang or new GTI or new WRX of 2012 Ford Taurus. Number 1, they almost not exist. They almost all of them crashed already, but it's not the same car. It's a huge mastodon. It's like the dinosaur. 365 horsepower, 3.5 twin turbo engine V6. It is a nice car. I drove it once. It has a lot of power. The motor mounts were gone. The suspension front was damaged already, and a lot of different things was broken on that Ford. So basically somebody had that Ford and drove it to the end, and after they just traded. That's most of the time what I'm facing. So number 4 is going to be 2023 Chevy Camaro LT1. That average price about 36,000 for the car. It's a turbo engine. Chevy has the 2.0, the turbo. New one they're not using the 6, or they are, but not in this model. The cheapest one comes with turbo engine. So what's coming on the market? There is a 2024. Like I said, I think before, there's a Maserati Ghibli coming with V8 engine. By pictures, it looks the same car. I mean, all the same. And Levante, they're gonna do it with V8 engine. I think it's gonna be the last one of that generation of V8 Maserati. They were not so popular on the market in the US. There's still a lot of cars you can buy used, but most of them, they're not in good shape. So there is a lot of parts falling. There is a lot of problem with the engine, transmission. So basically, again, it's a huge lack of maintenance. People don't want to spend money, especially on Italian cars like Alfa Romeo or Maserati, because it's super expensive. I mean, and again, it's not super expensive. It's just the places where they're going to do the maintenance or to fix some problems. They charging a lot of money. They saying it is a super expensive car. You have to pay much more money for the oil change or for whatever problems you have to fix it, just because it is a foreign car. So but new Maserati gonna come, and I'm trying to buy honestly one for myself, just to drive it and make some nice review video and sell it. They kind of not demand, they don't demand in the cheaper price segment. So if it's less than 20,000 and it's in good shape, you basically gonna sell it kind of fast. So there is a 2023 Toyota RAV4 Prime first test, still up for repair. I mean, it is the same RAV4 Prime. You can plug it in and charge it. Prices for those cars still high in the sky, 40,000, 42, 43, depends what's the packages you're gonna get. The used one, 1 or 2 years old, with some miles on the car, you're gonna buy about the same price range, between 35 and 40. That's just insane. And RAV4, in my opinion, Prime, it's not worth it. I mean, there is a lot of different cars you can buy for that kind of money, and you can enjoy it much more than RAV4 that plug in. So I mean, it's not my type of car. So the guy telling you who has a nice Toyota Crown, which nobody wanted. So there is a 2025 Land Cruiser, Toyota Land Cruiser coming in the new body. So it's gonna be the there is a 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser coming in the new body. So basically, it's getting the same body as a new Lexus GX. It's gonna be square car. On the pictures right now, it's super ugly. I don't know how it's gonna look like when it's gonna come hit the market and all the dealers gonna have it. So V8 engine on those cars, they not exist anymore. It's a V6 3.5 twin turbo engine, same as I used to have recently on my Tundra, the one I sold it to Hawaii. And I'm not gonna buy the car anymore. I mean, they're just insane. The MPG, they've been saying and showing it's gonna be about 15 MPG, but in reality it was 10, 12. And when I was calling the dealer, like I was saying in some of the video, the dealer say you just have to let it go and it's gonna take some time, about 5,000-7,000 miles until the engine gonna break in. I'm like, what? It's a new car. It's cost 45,000-50,000 for the new Tundra. It depends what packages you're gonna buy. And you telling me I have to wait till the engine gonna break in? I mean, it's just absurd. It just I don't understand. I mean, Toyota, they're at the point right now. They don't care how the people complaining, what the people thinking. They just providing the goods. They just providing cars, and people buying it because they know it's a quality. It is a reliable, nice car, and obviously, you get in the Toyota, you're never complaining about how the stitch is going on your seats or the quality of the leather. You don't care. You just bought the Toyota. What else you need from me? So what I did see more, what I was gonna say more about upcoming news. There is a new Cybertruck supposed to come, right? And everybody probably see the picture from the factory, Texas Gigafactory, when they built the first Cybertruck. But interesting thing, there is a huge whole crew was around the Cybertruck, but there is no pictures inside the car. That's number one. And number two, that car, the one they built it was missing the mirrors. But the mirrors, they were supposed to be there, but they were not there. So I don't think it is a unit, and I don't think they produce a lot of cars. I mean, they can just do something to show the people who ordered 2-3 years ago what it's going to be. So again, there is a price range still uncertain, and Elon Musk, I think on Twitter, he said the Ford Lightning is just super expensive, so we're going to beat the price. Kinda. That's not exactly his words, but that's what he said. Ford is kind of expensive, and that's for real. Ford was super expensive. Especially, I do remember the Lightning last year when I almost bought one. It was a Lariat for $92,000 from Pittsburgh, because here in California they would not exist. So basically all the cars whatever dealer used to have, they've been asking over 100,000 for, not even for the Platinum. It was the Lariat edition, and the cheapest one, XLT, it was about good. And the cheapest one, XLT, it was about 75,000-80,000, so just too much. So right now you can buy the Ford, you can order the Ford Lightning from 50,000, I think. So they dropped the price for the base model, and in my opinion, it's just too much. And in my opinion, just too much for the people who already bought it and spent a lot of money for the car, or who overpaid, overstickered it last year or like in the beginning of this year. If you pay 100,000 for the Lightning, and right now you can buy the same car for 75, 80, brand new, I mean, you just not gonna like Ford anymore. That's my personal opinion. I wouldn't do so. So there is interesting news about EV industry. There is a company, it's called Line Electric. What they do, and they do in commercial cars. They basically thinking to overtake all the FedEx and UPS, etc. companies by providing them their own commercial transportation. And what they do, and they opened a new plant in Quebec. They're gonna do buses. So they might gonna do school buses, electric one, and it's it's gonna be kind of cool because right now when you see the school bus passing by, it's just a huge diesel engine. They do have some kind of hybrids or running on natural gas, but I do see a lot of diesel school buses, and when they step on the gas, it's just huge black smoke coming to the top. I have no idea how they still passing the smoke check, or they might don't have one, but it's a school buses. And how come the diesel school buses still exist when we already in an EV generation? So I have no idea about what's going on with cryptocurrency because I'm not a huge fan of that, but I do know the Tesla shares, I mean the Tesla stocks, they keep dropping down, and there is a GM stocks, they dropping down also because the Silverado is still coming on the market, but it's not set yet. I mean, it's set. I mean, if you order one or like a Ram, you're still gonna wait for one, and it's gonna take some more time. But they already pull a lot of money. Now people want it. They don't have a truck, so the stock's just going down slowly. So hopefully GM gonna release the new super EV truck Silverado, and people gonna buy it, and the stocks for them gonna go up. So they're gonna make some money from you and from me. So there is a huge news about the Porsche fans. That's what's crazy. When I saw the news, I'm like, there is no way it's gonna happen. I know that 911, it was a huge deal about the manual transmission because they were not shipping, they were not producing. I think it was banned or something. There's about the manual transmission because you couldn't order one. I think right now you can. Maybe I'm mistaken, maybe not, but it was some kind of deal with US market, so they were not accepting 911 with stick shift. But right now they coming with new Porsche 911 hybrid 911. I don't think the fans of those iconic cars gonna be happy because 911, it's all about performance, and it's all about sound of the engine, it's all about gas burning. But right now they're saying most likely we're going to do the hybrid. Not most likely, we're already doing the 911 hybrid, and prototype, it's already on the Nürburgring driving around just to improve itself so they can bring it here. So 911 not going to be the plug-in hybrid like a Cayenne or Panamera. Hybrid setup with a small gearbox mounted electric motor with the battery pack in the back of the maintain the 911 traditional real base weight distribution. So the Porsche will try to shave pounds everywhere else to keep added weight to a minimum. I mean, hypercars, some super luxury nice cars. There's a lot of McLarens and all those type of cars like Koenigsberg. They doing the same. They are putting the electric battery, and so to make the car faster. But again, 911 is a super iconic car, and I think when the hybrid is gonna hit the market, when they're already gonna have those cars in stock in the showroom, so the prices for the older one, they're gonna go up in the sky again. They're already in the sky. If you want to buy, for example, 2004 911 turbo, how much you gonna pay? What do you think? I mean, I remember several years ago they used to go like 40, 60, maybe like the nice low mileage. Right now it's 100, 120, maybe more. So for the older one, 80s or 70s, or like for example, I know the guy who sold 1984 Targa for about 90,000 for that car. It's again, in my opinion, kind of too much, but still, I mean, I do have my opinion because I do have a lot of cars. I'm driving a lot of different cars, super luxury, super cheap, not cheap. I do have sometimes, I'm getting trades for like $200, and the people want to get rid of it, but the car nice, has paid registration, and the car still drivable. I'm not going to do some video about those kind of cars because they are interesting. So it's a huge history of its car itself. The car had a huge life and a lot of different experience. And I think when I'm looking at the trade-in, when I'm looking at the car and the owner, and I was thinking always like, oh, probably this car sees a lot, and it was crying sometimes it was dying, and somebody brought it back to life. That's kind of cool. But what I'm saying, um, Porsche 911, it's iconic car, and everybody wants to get piece of that sound, from the engine, from the exhaust. And when it's gonna come as a hybrid, definitely, for sure, 100%. All the old Porsches 911, they're gonna go up in the prices. So right now, if you have money to buy one to keep it as investment, buy it. So in general, what's going on in the used car market? Used car market slowing down a little bit, and the price is going down, but most of them, it's expensive car, 20,000 and up. So again, if you're looking to buy something more expensive like Range Rover or G-Wagon, it's time to buy it now because the economy gonna go up. It's always going up and down, up and down. So it's gonna go up later on. And those cars not even cheap anymore. But the action right now, all the cheap cars, they just flying like a hot cakes. There is meat prices for them, and it's usually going over. Because why it's happening? Because not only small used car dealerships buying a lot of used cheap cars at the auctions, but also new car stores, they keep buying those used cars in good condition and selling it to the customers just because they do not have enough inventory. And experts saying the microchip shortage is still going to be till the end of 2023 and half year of 2024. So let's see what's going to happen. But right now, it's not crashing at all. So the people keep buying because, again, if you're going to get an accident, your car is going to be totally crashed. You're going to need a car. So it's a normal daily things. And used car business always been and always going to be. Nothing is going to happen. If the car is going to start flying tomorrow, okay, tomorrow they're going to start flying. After tomorrow, next year, they're going to be on the used car auction. And I'm going to buy those and keep selling them. So it's simple as that. It's never going to stop, never going to crash. It's just going to keep going up and down, up and down. Every time when it's happening, you just have to buy the right car, what's suitable for this period of time. And especially when it's holidays or some vacations, or like right now it's summer break, then a lot of parents like me spending money for the kids. They traveling, they need some other things to spend the money on. So the car, whatever I was supposed to change it right now, you can wait till September, October, when the thing is going to get better and the kids going to go to school, all this kind of stuff. So when you're in the car business, especially used car business, obviously new car business is exactly the same, just the different level of cars and different prices. So you have to know those marks in all that period of time when your market, when your prices going to be changing and how you're going to buy the cars this or that way, from which auction and what kind, the SUV or the smaller one compact. And again, all the gas prices, it is affecting it for sure. But right now it's kind of stable in California, 5.5 for the gallon of 87. I think it's a mid price for the gas. Sometimes you can find it for 5, sometimes for 4.90, but usually what I see, it's 5.40, 5.50, 5.30 for 87 gallon of gas. That's just crazy. Not long time ago, I remember it used to be 2.20, 2.30, and I was thinking it's kind of too much, but right now it's almost 6. And new reality, there's nothing you can do about it. So there was a short news blog from me, Andy, and thank you so much for watching it. Put some thumbs up, do some comments below if you want me to tell something about the used car business or about the automotive news, whatever's going on right now in Los Angeles or somewhere where I can know. And so I'm trying something different. I appreciate you watching it. As always, thank you, and I love you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.